claim. We have a perfect person to help us referee this and a whole lot of other great legal issues. He's the founder of the Article 3 Project, a must follow on Twitter. Our good friend Mike Davis joins us now. Mike, great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so I think you got a chance to watch this. I thought the Hunter Biden lawyers looked pretty bad at the end of the day. If you're going to make the claim, you should back it up with evidence. The judge said these charges are sticking around, right?
They will definitely stick around, and this is a frivolous motion that Hunter Biden and his attorneys have filed. They should frankly be sanctioned for filing a frivolous motion. If you file a motion with zero evidence, that is frivolous, and it's pretty rich that Hunter Biden is talking about a politicized and weaponized justice system when the Biden Justice Department protected Hunter Biden for a long time, when this David Weiss, the Democrat handpicked U.S. attorney in Delaware, protected the Biden family for many, many, many years, when the Biden Justice Department has been politicized and weaponized to go after Hunter Biden's father's chief political enemy, Donald Trump, Trump's top aides, Trump's lawyers, Trump's January 6th supporters, parents, Christians, anyone who disagrees with the Biden regime is the target of this Justice Department, it seems. And Hunter Biden's complaining about politicized and weaponized justice. That's pretty rich.
Yeah, that it is.
When I read they wanted them dismissed on the grounds that it was politically motivated, I nearly spat out my coffee. And I can imagine that for any judge, but in this case, Judge Mark Scarsy, it's almost offensive to the court when you submit something like this with no evidence whatsoever. As far as Hail Mary passes, which this kind of seemed like that was to me, a legal Hail Mary, what's their next move?
Well, I mean, this seems like it's going to go to trial. I think Hunter Biden should be very thankful that the Biden Justice Department and this David Weiss, this Democrat-picked U.S. attorney, has protected Hunter Biden for so many years, because Hunter Biden should be exposed to a lot more charges for a lot more tax evasion, where the statute of limitations was allowed to expire on many of these years, on the obvious foreign corruption. Remember, Hunter Biden is the bagman for Joe Biden and the Biden family. And they have been protected for a long time. And it's not just Hunter Biden that's the problem. The problem is that you have a president of the United States where there is very strong evidence this president is corrupted. He's compromised by millions of dollars in corrupt foreign payments to what seems like every Biden family member for doing what? What were they selling? They were selling Joe Biden, the brand. I think House Oversight Chairman James Comer's been able to identify over $20 million that has gone into the Biden family bank accounts. What did these investors get for that $20 million? And why is it not a bigger problem that the president of the United States is corrupted by these payments from China, from Russia, from Ukraine, from Kazakhstan? I mean, it seems like every trouble spot around the world, the Bidens have been on the payroll.
Yeah. Mike, you are so good at analyzing where this is going. And one of the pieces of evidence I think is not in evidence yet, but seems to be something incumbent for Congress again. All of these contacts with the Biden family were with people that our U.S. intelligence almost certainly were keeping an eye on, particularly indicted oligarchs or oligarchs that were deemed corrupt by the state U.S. government. The Congress has not yet asked for, but it seems like important. If Joe Biden got a defensive briefing, allowed this to go on after he got the defensive briefing, that would really matter to the American people. Is that a piece of evidence Congress has to go out and get?
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, look, there is no higher duty for the House of Representatives than to figure out whether the president of the United States is corrupted, whether he's compromised by foreign bribes from our worst enemies. That is one of the highest constitutional duties. I can't think of a higher constitutional duty for the House of Representatives to figure out whether Joe Biden is compromised by these foreign bribes and from our worst enemies. And think about one of the explanations. Remember, there was a diamond that the mayor of Moscow gave to the Bidens, and Hunter said that they threw away that diamond. I mean, that's just not believable. And I would say this to the people who are saying this is like some conspiracy theory. The Biden bank records do not lie. The bank records speak for themselves. And there is $20 million plus that has gone into these Biden bank accounts.
Yeah. I want to ask you about a bit of news from the day before we let you go, something that we've never spoken about on this show, weaponized justice system. With one person in the crosshairs earlier today, former Trump attorney John Eastman, who a judge recommended for him to be disbarred. Is this a warning shot to any conservative attorney across America, conservative attorney in general, or just against President Trump?
This is truly outrageous and dangerous. This Democrats, California disbarment judge, Yvette Rowland, who was handpicked by the Democrat Speaker of the Assembly in California and donated to Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, the DNC, Act Blue, and other Democrats. She is moving forward with disbarment of John Eastman, a very well-respected attorney who went to the University of Chicago Law School, clerked for Justice Clarence Thomas on the Supreme Court, was a law school professor and dean. They're pursuing disbarment against him for what they call a fringe legal theory. I would say this, remember that Thurgood Marshall pushed what was at the time a fringe legal theory that ended up getting reversed by the Supreme Court 9-0. Brown versus Board of Education was decided 9-0, reversing Plessy versus Ferguson. Thurgood Marshall was right. He ended up going onto the Supreme Court of the United States. He wasn't disbarred for pushing that fringe legal theory that ended up being a landmark Supreme Court case.
Yeah, a really great reminder. Mike, as always, we enjoy all the great work you do at Article 3. And, of course, every time you come on the show. Thanks for joining us, my friend.